Hi everybody, it's Doug Sam D Chef. Another video from the 140 rule where we're all about that concise thinking in order to help us achieve our biggest, brightest, boldest goals. What drives us forwards, what compels us to keep pushing and striving for greatness is the secret for our success. But when that success reaches a certain level, it's very important for us to reflect back objectively as to what could be holding us back. What is driving you forward? Is it the pursuit of revenge? Are you trying to make somebody learn a lesson? Have you not forgiven somebody? This video is all about forgiveness and making sure you understand the link between high-level success in leadership and business and where it fits into learning to cultivate a culture whereby you can forgive people and move forward. Forgiveness is all about accepting an apology that you might never ever receive, at least not sincerely. Now, for some of you, this is a concept that you will struggle to reconcile, and you might come out with phrases such as, how do you learn to forgive and forget with an elephant memory? How do you forgive somebody that done so much harm and damage to you when you were a kid? But let's just take a look at what I mean by forgiving. It is all about, first and foremost, you get into a stage in your life when you are confident in your own ability. You are confident enough to reflect back to times in your life when you were younger, when you didn't have the same skills. You weren't able to critically appraise, and if trauma or damage was done to you in these days, you're then able to reflect on them more objectively, revisiting situations with adult eyes based upon your own lived experiences. This is what it's about. It's not about you literally saying to yourself, oh my God, I forgive, I'm walking around as if I'm an enlightened sage. This is not what it's about. It's about you being able to push yourself forward so you can bring your most authentic self to any discussion. Your most authentic self, your true self, should be the one that's driving your business, not this pursuit, this hidden agenda whereby you're trying to do things because you're trying to make somebody learn a lesson. So what is the point of burning a lot of energy on somebody that might not even be thinking about you? You need to focus all your attention. All your focus should be on your own affairs, not somebody that is, quite frankly, moving on and doing their own things. Forgiveness allows that, first and foremost, in you. The freedom, the permission, as it were, to go forward. It's okay. You're not trying to do anything to please somebody else who is no longer in your life. You need to be focusing on yourself and your goals primarily. Those people keep revisiting past hurts, replaying them in their minds over and over and over again. Understand what is happening here. First and foremost, you are actually remembering a memory of the past event. The longer time that has transpired, has gone since the event, the more memories of memories of memories of memories of memories are you recalling. So the true facts of the event are lost. We tend to, when we reflect, we'd like to romanticize of the past. Back in the day, things were good. There's so many examples. But if we were to appraise what we are thinking about objectively, we might actually conclude, if I was to go back 20 years, there was more racism there was more sexism there was less opportunities there. So when we reflect back, best believe what we're doing is we are romanticizing the past, okay? Whereby we are replaying instances whereby we can then be the victor in that situation. And that is a waste of time because the past is already gone. All you have is the moment and the future to look forward to. Let's suppose you're at the stage now where you're ready to forgive. The scene is set. You want to forgive yourself or forgive somebody else for something that has happened. And you start a conversation like this. I forgive you for whatever you did. But I notice when you put the word but in any sentence, when you direct into somebody, what you're basically saying is what precedes the but is no longer important. It's nullified. Sometimes it's even voided. And what you're going to say after the but is more important. So what I mean by that is if you're going to apologize or you're going to ask somebody or you're going to forgive somebody for something, as this video is all about. You're going to forgive somebody for something. You just forgive. That is it. The second you drop that but, and I'm talking about these buts.
Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt.
I'm not talking about those buts. I'm talking about once you drop the but in any sentence, whatever preceded it is null and void. So therefore, you're not truly forgiving somebody. You're not at the stage yet to forgive. If this is the stage you're at, you could still be grieving for a loss. Because if you're having to forgive somebody, chances are they've taken away something from you. So if you research Kübler-Ross and the grief model, and there's various stages for grieving, and I'll talk you through them very, very quickly. If you're still in the denial stage, for example, my partner just hasn't left me. They're going to come back tomorrow. This time you've been alone for the last month or so. You know deep down to your core that something is not right, but you will not accept that the relationship is ending. You are in denial. You could have unresolved anger issues that can play out in a host of ways. Anger is one of those issues that can drive you to make big changes, but when you're going through loss and grief, anger can be misplaced on your loved ones, so you have to really pay close attention to it. If you need to forgive somebody for a past hurt and you're stuck on anger, please get some help if you cannot process it yourself. And what about the bargaining stage? I know if I just come home extra early, if I hit the gym, if I dress a certain way, if I make more money, my partner will come back to me. You're bargaining. Reality hasn't really kicked in. The bargaining stage is one that is very subtle, in the background. You really need to take close attention, pay close attention to your thoughts. Why are you doing what you are doing? Because the bargaining stage is deceptive. Okay? It can creep up on you. As with every loss, you can go through a stage whereby you feel depressed. You feel really low. You have lack of energy. You have lack of confidence. You have lethargy. You don't know whether or not you're going to achieve anything moving forward. Your whole world has come crashing down. This is a stage that we deal with when we have lost something. We might last a moment, or it could last many moments, years even. Okay, so what you have to do when you're in that stage is process. You have to reflect. You have to go deep. You have to go within yourself. Okay, and also speak to somebody in terms of how you are feeling to help you boost your confidence and get yourself out of the rut. It is a byproduct of loss, depression. Okay, not clinical depression, but the depressive feeling you get when you have lost something. It just means that you recognize there's something missing in your life. But hanging there, it does get better. And finally, as you move out of these stages of grief, of loss, you get to what's called acceptance. And you can look at all those stages that you went through and said, look, I'm over it. I'm fine. I am me. I am Douglas. Everything I do is for me, for my immediate family and for my friends. This is who I am. I'm no longer pining for that individual that has hurt me. I'm no longer bargaining that they'll come back in my life if I hit the gym, if I dress a certain way, if I make X amount of money. I'm no longer angry at them for leaving me. I am who I am. And this is the stage we need to get to. And as long as you feel like that way, when you're truly ready to exhale, be mindful of any goal that you're seeking to pursue. Stage 2. Forgiveness
is just good business.
Businesses now are more akin to following the Maslow's theories, whereby there's a hierarchy of needs. And good businesses recognize that for their employees to be happy at work, it's not necessarily all about money. It's more to do with allowing a person to see value and be able to ultimately self-actualize whilst they're working for you, for the business. It's not just about clocking in or clocking out. Google, look at Microsoft, look at all these big blue chip companies. Essentially, they have a different way of retaining their staff. They have an environment that's more open. And when you forgive and you have a culture of forgiveness in your organization, you find that your workers are more relaxed and are open to take risks. Okay? Fear of appraisal stagnates development, and particularly in software, when it's a fast-moving sector where the future is still being written literally, you have to constantly be confident about taking risks. Take, for example, the British National Health Service. For years, it had a culture whereby it was the blame principle at hand. If you've done a mistake, they'll find out what you did. You'd be hung up to dry. Literally, you might even lose your registration. The NHS was not learning from past mistakes. And that blame culture made a lot of people not want to stay within the NHS. So if you want to foster an open, a transparent environment whereby particularly the millennials, who are more akin to Maslow's theories, they want to self-actualize. They want to achieve their fullest potential. An environment whereby forgiveness is the undercurrent of everything you do, that is the environment that will foster better creativity. And if you, as a leader, as a boss, as a CEO, you set the pace, you set the tone. Forgiveness creates a higher sense of integrity throughout your organization, and this passes down to the customer. When you work for an organization where staff are fearful, scared of making mistakes, when they're actually going through customer service scenarios, they're less likely to take responsibility, less likely to give good customer care because they're more scared about losing their position. Being able to forgive is not just all about yourself, it transcends to your organization's customers and people. So to close, if you're in business and your business represents you, forgiveness starts with yourself and transcends throughout your business, making you more prosperous and happier all at the same time. All of this means nothing if we don't apply and share. Each one, teach one. This has been Douglas Hamadishe for the 140 Rule. I'm out.
You have reached your destination.